Welcome everybody to the promotional ceremony for Lieutenant Richie Schwieterman. Let's give him a round of applause. We first want to welcome everyone that's watching us on Facebook Live. We really appreciate it. We know you wish you could be here with us. If you could see this room, it's packed full of people, and that's a reflection of Lieutenant Richie Schwieterman's devotion to our agency. And there's a number of dignitaries here that I want to recognize. First, from our command staff, Deputy Chief Pat Robinson, Captain Corey Stanish, Captain Lori Jarris. Honored to have Commissioner Jennifer Ahern Koch here from the City Commission. From the city also, we had Heather Robeson, the administrator of the Police Advisory Panel. Thanks for being here, Heather. We appreciate it. The City of Sarasota's HR Director, Stacy Mason. Thank you, Stacy, for being here. We have representatives from the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office, Lieutenant Dave Scott. Thank you for being here, representing the Sheriff's Office. Our great law enforcement partners in green. We also have members from the Police Foundation, Christine Goodall and Matt McHugh. From our community, and we always have such great support from individuals in our community. We have from the Housing Authority, William Russell. From the North Trail, John Paul. And if there are other members in the community, I thank you so much for being here. We didn't spot you as you were coming in, but thank you all so much for your support. We have a number of SPD retirees here. Sergeant Mick McHale in the back, retired K-9 Sergeant. Sergeant Bob Courage. Officer D. Franklin. Officer D. Franklin, Island Chick, as she's well known within our community. Lieutenant Ken Rainey, great to see you. Officer Kurt Deaver. Officer Chris Penicello. Lieutenant Randy Boyd. We have Elaine from our Patrol Administration Office. I've already butchered enough names. Didn't want to butcher any more. We've got Officer Carmen Woods. Captain Pat Ledwith. Recently retired Captain Kevin Stiff. And if I've missed anyone, please stand up and yell out your name. We try to hit everybody we could. Richie, I know these people coming here to be here to support you means a lot to you, and we thank all of you so much for being here. And at this point, I am going to, there's some other important people here, but I'll recognize them all soon. That's your family members. But right now, I'm going to ask everybody to please stand and pledge allegiance with me to our great flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may all be seated. Besides having a promotional ceremony today, we're very fortunate that we have members of the Police Foundation here. They have some special presentations that are going to probably be some surprises to some people. So I'm going to ask Christine Goodall to please come up and introduce our guest and who is getting recognized today. And thank you so much for your support. Let's give the Police Foundation a big round of applause. In case you didn't know it, they were the ones that sponsored the lunch and dinners that you were all able to share last week, and we really appreciated it. Everyone enjoyed all the food. Thank you to all our staff also for the great desserts, too. Everybody, I think, had a great time. So, Christine.
Thank you, Chief. Today, the Police Foundation will be giving out 2 awards for outstanding service. And the first award will be presented to Maria Lavio.
If you would have seen her face, she's totally shocked and had no idea. Congratulations.
Thank you,
Okay.
Keith. Thank you very much. Wow, this is beautiful. Thank you. That's so kind of you guys.
I'd like to tell you a little bit about Maria. One of the privileges of working with the Police Foundation is the opportunity to better understand and appreciate the great work our offices in addressing a cause that is very close to my heart, and that is helping the most vulnerable, the children in our community. Abuse and sexual exploitation of children and human trafficking are a scourge on society, and law enforcement personnel are faced with determined efforts by some of the most unscrupulous and despicable people on our planet. Fortunately, officers such as the two receiving awards today are up to the task of stopping these criminals and bringing them to justice. Detective Maria Lavio is a 20-year veteran of the Sarasota Police Department. I've personally known her for over a decade. For several years, she held her current assignment with the Criminal Investigations Division's Crimes Against Children unit. Previously, she served in the Narcotics and Crimes Against Property units and in the Patrol Division. In her career with SPD, Maria has earned 8 awards. 4 meritorious service medals were earned for investigations with the Narcotics unit over a period spanning 2001 to 2007. Operations resulted in the seizure of hundreds of thousands of dollars, many kilos of cocaine, and numerous vehicles. Related arrests made our communities a far safer place. She's been awarded 2 unit commendations for her undercover work with narcotics, Operation One Drop in 2003, and with the Crimes Against Property unit in 2011. In addition to the unit commendation, she has also received narcotics unit citation in 2004. She had a long bio too. In 2012, Detective Lavio was awarded the Distinguished Service Medal and was named Officer of the Year. During this period, she worked crimes against property, investigating pawn, secondhand, and scrap metal dealers, and she coordinated with the city officials to update related ordinances. Thanks to her efforts, guidelines were reinforced to better provide reporting and procedures to help victims recover stolen property. While involved in this work, she managed a program to gather information from dealers which could be used to organize future investigations and recover stolen property. Maria was awarded a life-saving medal in February of 2017. While downtown, she observed someone face down in a public fountain. Detective Lavio pulled the subject from the water where he might have drowned and noticed lacerations on his face caused by metal plumbing. EMS transported the individual to the hospital. Maria has a positive and professional attitude. She is a squad leader willing to assist on a moment's notice, no matter what the task. She is committed to community policing and is a liaison in that effort. I personally will never forget an image I have of Maria carrying a baby in her arms, rescued from a sedan motel on the North Trail. Detective Maria Lavio is a kind, empathetic, and loyal law enforcement officer who continues to make Sarasota a better place for all of us. And for that, I am pleased to present her with the Outstanding Service Award. Matt McHugh is going to come up and give out the second award.
All right, it's my honor to be here and announce this next award for Officer Jessica Sullivan.
She's so surprised she was out in the hallway. Jessica, come on up here. Yeah.
Welcome to the
Congratulations.
spotlight.
Yes.
Welcome to the spotlight. So we are honored to present Officer Sullivan with another Outstanding Service Award. Jessica Sullivan has been on with the Sarasota Police Department for just over 5 years, during which time she has served in the Patrol Division and is currently assigned to the Criminal Investigations Division's Street Crimes Unit. She's also on the dive team and honor guard and is a Navy reservist. Jessica has received 2 life-saving medals during her short time on the force. In March of 2015, she and her partner responded to a drug overdose to find an individual who was not breathing and had turned blue. The officers provided CPR, at which point the subject became responsive and survived due to their actions. The second life-saving medal was awarded to Officer Sullivan and other officers who responded to a possible drowning in May 2016. An individual fell over a guardrail and into a drainage canal. The officers jumped into the canal to search for the subject, feeling their way around because the incident occurred at 2:30 in the morning in the early hours of the darkness. The water was dirty and filled with trash and garbage. After searching the water under a low bridge with clearance of only about 12 inches, they located and rescued the individual, who survived. Officer Sullivan also received 3 unit commendations. In May 2013, she was on patrol when a large crowd gathered at about 3:30 in the morning on MLK Way following a concert. A fight broke out involving 30 to 40 individuals and gunshots were fired near the officers. A victim was located and tended by officers as the unruly crowd became aggressive and more gunshots rang out. A perimeter was set to provide security to officers and first responders. Although threats continued, the officers held their position until the streets were cleared. In 2015, Officer Sullivan responded to a shooting on 24th Street and found a victim with multiple gunshot wounds. She assisted with crowd control and perimeter security while EMS and other officers gave assistance. This year, while serving in the Streets Crime Unit, Officer Sullivan was an integral part of the investigation team that executed 13 search warrants throughout 5 counties, resulting in 16 arrests relating to illicit massage parlors. For her efforts to protect our children and put an end to sexual exploitation, we are pleased to present Officer Jessica Sullivan with the Outstanding Service Award.
Thank you.
She told me that she actually thought the award was for somebody else, but doesn't she deserve it from what you just heard? She's an amazing officer. Thank you again to the Police Foundation. It's organizations like this and community support that really keeps police officers moving forward to keeping our community safe. And while we don't do this for the appreciation, it sure as heck does feel good when we're recognized. And our officers that were recognized today certainly deserve it. And they also represent the rest of SPD. All of the SPD deserves awards for everything they've done. You will be hearing about more officers in the future, some amazing things. We just had our sergeant and a number of our officers in our department rescue a woman who tried to commit suicide. Amazing stuff. They're heroes, and I'm proud of them. And they do this stuff each and every day, putting their lives in harm's way, not spending time with their families during the holiday. They're an impressive group of individuals, and I'm really proud of our law enforcement family. Please, let's give all of them another round of applause. I want to thank the family members that are here for Lieutenant Richie Schwieterman. Thank you so much. Some of you traveled long ways to get here and took time off of school. I know how hard that was for you to give up your school time, right, to be here. And but we really appreciate you all being here to help celebrate a really special day in the life of a police officer. It's not often that you get promoted, and those in the room that have made rank know how challenging it is. It's especially hard on family members as the individuals are studying and preparing. It's a lot of stress. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication. You sacrifice a lot of your own personal time to do the studying, and these processes we put on are not the easiest thing. You have to study a lot of GOs, a lot of ordinances, a lot of information. We make you read really thick books. You know how we select those books, by the way, just in case you did, for the futures. We take the one that's the heaviest and has the smallest writing, and those are the ones. Thank you for laughing, because it was a joke. That's not what we do. But it seems like that when you're studying and you're reading so much. And the individuals that get promoted off these lists have really worked hard, and they earn it, and they deserve it. And I'm very happy to be able to recognize the lieutenant today for all of his hard work and dedication. I'm really proud of our organization, and it's because of individuals like him moving up the ranks. that show the true leadership and the future of our organization. Nothing's more important to the legacy of the Sarasota Police Department other than the people, the men and the women who are in this room that work every day out on the street, who are committed to our community, committed to one another, because we're all a family here, and he's just a prime example of all that's good in the Sarasota Police Department. So I want to recognize some of your family members that are here. Your beautiful wife Vanessa is here, and your two twin sons, Bryce and Blake, and we're so happy that you're here. Thank you so much. Also, Richie's brother Andy and his sister-in-law Carrie are here, and their sons William and Garrett are also here. And do you have other family, any friends, anybody else?
I have family, yeah.
So
This is Kevin Rouse and his wife Jessica.
Kevin and Jessica Roush, thank you guys all so much for being here. I can tell you that in a law enforcement world, having your family and your friends around you to support you and be here to recognize you, there's nothing more important. And that's why we have these type of ceremonies, because this is about you as much as it is about him and him getting a new position in the police department, which I know it's a promotion. It gets a little bit more money, but it means a whole lot more hard work, and you really, really have earned this promotion, and we appreciate your willingness to step up and do this for our department. So let me tell you a little bit about Sergeant, now Lieutenant, Michael Richie Schwieterman, who's going to be a lieutenant. And I understand that when he originally filled out his bio, which for some reason I can't find it here, I think he gave some initial information about his life. I think it started out like, I grew up in a small town in Alabama, and who would have thought that a young boy ever would earn his way into Sarasota? But I can't find it. Somehow it disappeared. I think he took it from me. So let me give you the official resume of Lieutenant Schwieterman. So he moved to Florida in 1991 from Alabama, and he graduated from Southeast High School in Bradenton. He earned his Bachelor of Science degree in Public Safety Administration from St. Petersburg College in 2012. In 2000, he was hired with the Sarasota Police Department, and how lucky were we to get him. During his career at SPD, Lieutenant Schwieterman has served in the following capacities. He's been a patrol officer, a community resource team officer, a street crimes unit officer, an honor guard team member and leader, an underwater search and rescue unit member, a diving instructor, a patrol sergeant, a homeless outreach team sergeant, and he's currently the special response team commander and the administrative patrol division lieutenant. During his tenure, he has earned the following awards: 1 Meritorious Service Medal, 1 Life-Saving Medal, 1 Armed Forces Services Award for his service in the United States Army between 1993 and 1996. He received a Chief's Award, 5 unit commendations, 3 unit citations, 12 commendations, 1 16th District Congressional Law Enforcement Unit citation, 1 Certificate of Appreciation from the Sarasota Housing Authority, 1 Outstanding Service Award from the Sarasota Housing Authority. He was named Person of the Week by the Herald Tribune in February of 2016 for his work in homelessness. He was a co-supervisor of the year in 2016, and he's received 16 letters of compliments from citizens and law enforcement agencies for his work. So please, let's give him a round of applause, and I'm going to ask he and his wife and his 2 sons. What a great picture this is. This is amazing. Now, this is a tradition. I'm going to ask your wife to please pin this badge on you. This is something special because you've earned this just as much as he had for all the dedication that you've given for him working in this department. So just don't stick it too hard.
Let me move you. You want help?
When I got promoted, I remember my dad pinning my badge on me and my daughter when I was chief here. It's really special when you have Come on up, we're gonna get a group picture. Come on up, turn around. There you go. Smile. Excellent. you guys are done, but I'm going to put the lieutenant on the spot. He's now a commander, and he should be used to this. The chief put him on the spot. I'm going to ask you to please come up and say a few words.
Of course, I'm not very good at speaking, but thank you, Jessica. I can breathe now after watching you. You're probably just as nervous as I was. So, you talk about a sphere of influence, and I look around the room, and I see a lot of people here who are my friends, I consider family, and people who have influenced me through my entire career. You know, I'd go on and thank everybody, but there's so many people here, I don't know where to start. You know, I'm looking at Lieutenant Boyd, Lieutenant Rainey, Sergeant McHale, Tim Van Schultz, Bob Korch, of course, you know, Lieutenant Mayforth, and the Deputy Chief, and Captain Jarvis, and the Chief, and Christine. There's so many wonderful people here, I can't begin to say it. You know, Ronald Reagan once said that you can accomplish anything as long as you don't care who gets the credit. And I follow that philosophy. You can do anything, especially when you have great people working for you and with you. Many thanks. Dan Weinsberg, I spent 11 and a half years in the same car with him. So I don't know who's crazier, me or him on that part. So, Dan Griesdorn, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Of course, I got to give you a shout out. For some reason, every time I got promoted, I was working around Officer Griesdorn. So I'm not sure what the influence was there, but it did me a lot. So it's very humbling standing up here. It really is. Gabe, I've known Gabe since high school. He came here today, took some time off, so I appreciate it, Gabe. Of course, Kevin and Jessica. And of course, my brother and his wife and 2 boys who drove all the way down here from Jacksonville to be here with us today. And most importantly, my family, my wife and kids. They're the reason why I'm standing here. So, and I appreciate that. No, Dan, I'm not. So for that, thank you. Thank you, Chief, for the opportunity. I'll do the best I can. I
I
promise
know
you
you
that.
will. I'm so proud of you.
So,
Good
thank
job.
you.
You've earned it. Those were great comments, and I'm very proud of you, and I know you're going to do an outstanding job. And it was so easy to make the selection for that position. You earned it. You did it. Everything that you've done in your career has led you to this position, and I'm very, very proud of you. So again, let's give him another round of applause. And I'm going to ask Commissioner Ahern Koch to please come forward and represent the city, if you wouldn't mind giving a few comments. I put her on the spot, too. See, I don't just put you on the spot. I'm putting the commissioner on the spot, too.
Well, thank you for that. I appreciate putting me on the spot. I can't say how proud all of the citizens are of all of the officers in this room and your dedication. I have seen the officers, and I can point to some of them in this room, as I've walked through our city, talking to some of the homeless, dealing with some of the very difficult and scary situations. And I have to say, I have had so many comments from so many citizens telling me how proud they are of our police force. And I really, really believe that. And I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for all that you do every single hour of every single day. So thank you all. Thank you very much.
Well, that concludes our...